What, why, and how a story flows. So in every story, we have what we called a plot diagram. And the plot diagram is pretty much like the roller coaster of the story. We start off at the exposition, which is at the bottom. Then we climb up to the rise in action. When we hit that peak, we're at the climax. As we go down, that is the fall in action. And when we come back in, that is the resolution. The exposition is basically the introduction of the characters, the setting, and a hint of the plot or the problem is introduced to us. As we go up and get further into the book, the rise in action, we learn more about the characters in the story, the main character as well as some of the supporting characters. And the plot begins to unfold. So like in a movie, this is when, we would get that popcorn out because it's starting to get really interesting. The climax is at that point in the story or in a movie where this is when the problem is so bad that the main character must deal with who they are as a person and make a change, whether it be good or bad. So this is a moment in a book or in a movie where you clutch your pearls because I can't believe this is happening. Or either you close your eyes because you can't take it. Or you may just sit there with your mouth open, shaking your head because it is so unbelievable. The fall in action is where the pieces start to come together and the character starts to make changes and try to address or solve the problem. And then finally, the resolution is the problem is solved. We as an audience learn a life lesson and the story ends. Now, whenever you are reading a story, the exposition and the rise in action will pretty much be what we're paying attention to. The climax basically is the one that is giving us the idea of here's a lesson that we have to learn. The fall in action and the resolution pretty much is wrapping up so we can kind of get the idea of this is a theme of this story. This is what the author wants us to understand about life. This is what the author wants us to understand about ourselves. The rise in action and the exposition pretty much occurs at the beginning of the book. Part of the rise in action, along with the climax, may be at the middle. Part of the climax and some of the fall in action will be towards the middle end. And the resolution is definitely the end of a story. So whenever you're thinking about the beginning, the middle, or the end of a story, in the beginning, you're looking at the character and who they are as a person at the beginning of the story. Sometimes they don't even realize that they have a problem. When you get to the middle, this is where you see that this character basically is facing who they are as a person. They may be facing that I have a problem that I'm not addressing. I may be the problem and need to be addressed, or that this problem that, has been bothering me so long is now about to kind of change me. I'm about to do something that is going to help others or help myself. And towards the end of the book, when we wrap things up and everything comes together, we're learning the lesson and we're able to kind of sit there and apply it to ourselves and look at ourselves as individuals to see how do I handle my problems? What can I learn from this?